Oh, let's try that again. Hi, everybody. As OBS apparently just forgot all of my stuff. Isn't that fun when technology just goes right before you stream? Hey, Al. We had to kind of move things around. Thank you, Willow, so much for the raid. As you know, tends to happen when we're doing a little bit of a different stream tonight. And I think just moving the camera around made OBS just sort of forget where our devices were. But they're back now. Let's make sure the actual audio is going through the right device. Okay, looks like that's going through the right device. Levels look good. We'll get some actual, like, music going here. Don't have, like, a Gundam playlist. That would be fun, but it's probably not royalty free. Let's just throw in some Noise Foundry. There we go. Some chill background tunes to build by. Yeah, so tonight, I talked about this on our last Gundam build way back in, like, what, April? It's been a hot minute that I wanted to build Gundam Deathscythe. It took me a while to track this one down because it's an older kit, although, hilariously, right after I acquired this one, Bandai was like, hey, you know what we haven't released in a while? Gundam Deathscythe Hell. So they just brought it back after I finally tracked this one down. Luckily, I didn't have to, like, pay through the nose for this one, which was nice. And the new one doesn't come out till January, so it worked out in the end. It was just very funny to finally be like, hey, I finally found it. And then Bandai's like, hey, we're releasing the thing you've been scouring the internet for months. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so we're gonna build it tonight. This is Duo Maxwell's upgraded Gundam from Gundam Wing. When all of the pilots go back to space for season 2. Gundam Wing, I'm going to babble about a lot tonight. Probably not too much, so don't worry if you haven't seen the show. It's kind of like me babbling about Gundam Witch from Mercury during our... Hang on. Our power is going. Our lights just started flickering. Jasmine, did you just kill our light? I'll be right back. Sweetheart. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. Momentary crisis of cat. It's around Halloween that I especially appreciate that cats basically haunt any house that they're in. They're like little ghosts, and I think gray cats doubly so. So yeah, Jasmine just sort of ran past and about like half unplugged the lamp that's right over our streaming setup here, which is what that sudden loss of light was. Made me think that we were about having a power outage. Anyway, what I was about to say was, I'm going to babble about Gundam Wing probably some tonight, the same way that I babbled about Witch from Mercury during the builds of when we made Elfrith and the Demi-Barding. Don't worry if you have not seen any of these shows or don't care the least about them. It's just background noise as I start plugging parts together. But this show, unlike Witch from Mercury, which I think is a phenomenal show, even if it's your first Gundam show, I think it's a great one to start from. Gundam Wing, I don't think Gundam Wing holds up. But for me, who was like 15, 16, I was young when Gundam Wing first was airing on Toonami, and it was like the second or third anime I'd seen at the time. It was that and Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. That was the kind of company it was in. And the competition was like G.I. Joe and Transformers, so it was not up against what I would call stiff competition in terms of media, literacy. Let's just get everything out of the bags. And so at the time, again, me being a teenager, I thought it was just the coolest shit that I'd ever seen. Because it had at least a sense of, like, political intrigue to it. I rewatched it earlier this year, and it was painful. I also rewatched the original series. Oop, don't want to lose that part, that just sort of fell off. Which was Mobile Suit Gundam that came out in 79? And it holds up brilliantly. It's a seminal work that actually is still, despite showing some of its age in terms of the animation itself, the writing is remarkably timeless, which is wonderful. I really expected to cringe a lot more at the original Mobile Suit Gundam than I did, whereas Gundam Wing was somehow even worse than I expected. But I still have a huge amount of affinity for it because it was my first Gundam show, and Duo was also one of the first times that I found myself having a crush on a guy, even though obviously he's a cartoon character and not real. But like a lot of queer folks, that was one of those moments where I'm like, oh, hang on, that's an option? So this show has a special place in my heart, regardless of its, independent quality. Alright, luckily I don't think that's actually a part, but we're going to keep that aside by itself. So I was looking forward to this build. It is a very, I think, Halloween-appropriate build, which is why I kind of put off scheduling this particular stream until we were in the month of Halloween, because the Gundam is named Deathscythe Hell, which is as freaking edgelordy as possible, which I find comical because Duo himself is this just sort of bon vivant, very laid-back character who doesn't at all... The edgelord is Wu Fei. So it doesn't... The pilot and this kind of Dracula-ass Gundam with the scythe thing don't vibe, and I actually kind of appreciated that, even as a kid. Alright, we have all of our pieces. We should find names and numbers for all of them, and then get to building. So that's kind of what we'll end up with at the end. is these sort of Dracula wings that can fold over like some kind of a Castlevania boss, but in robot form. It's a lovely design, I think. The one thing that Gundam Wing still genuinely has going for it is its mobile suit design is still some of the best in the series. It's good that it has that going for it, because boy, without that, it's not great. It's not great. It was don't look back on your past. It's a rough road to trod. All right, we have H1. We have G. We have B. All right. The glowy green one over here. D. The little one with all the fiddly bits here is PC 111. Sure, okay, we've broken the mold a little bit. And our little friend here is H2. Kind of matches our H1 over there. We've got our sticker sheet, which is just sort of its own category. All right, we have C. So we have B, C, and D. Okay. B, C, D. F is here. We don't have an E? B, C, D, F, G. Okay. No A? Get this little random staple out of the way. We've skipped a couple of letters because, honestly, who needs them? Okay, we have some sub-letters on PC 111. How strange. Alright. Ours is not to wonder why? Okay, so it looks like this piece that fell off is B5. So when we're looking for B5, that's the one that crumpled to dust. All right, and this is H1, so it's probably... We don't usually get to these in order, but I'm going to stack them in order so that we know, roughly where they are in the tower. All right. No, yeah, there it is. It really starts with B. There's no A plate. Huh. B, C, F. B, C, D, F, G, H1, and H2. What a strange labeling convention. Alright. And then, yeah, PC 111. Alrighty, so. We start with B. Thank goodness. Oh, you know what we're missing? I'll be right back, everyone. I need my nippers. I promise that'll make sense. Sorry, that was louder than I meant it to be. The nippers make for a nice clean break with the plates. I think these are officially called. Alright, B20, B21 is where we're starting. B20 and B21 are down at the bottom here. Alright. We nip, and we nip. There we go. It doesn't get funnier, or it doesn't stop being funny, I should say. It doesn't get funnier. It's the opposite of what I just said. Alright. B20, B21. PCH. Okay. Let's see what they've done here. I also see Jasmine has the zoomies. Alright, now the orientation on this is going to be particular. 20, alright, 21 is the one that has... So one of these has a hole in it, and the other one does not. 21 is the holy one. In you go, my friend. Or, I hope. I'd like you to actually... All the way in there? Alright, perfect. There. And now PCA. I like that they put all the fiddly bits on one plate for this one, which some of our previous builds kind of had them filtered throughout. This is a lot easier to work with. Alright, and that goes on the bottom, and then we'll need something off of C. C28 and 32. 28. No, that's 32. 28 is up top. Okay. Bloop. And... bloop. There. And 32 right below it. There. There. Two very similar looking pieces, which we will snap together. Alright. Which then... make sure I've got this in the right... just upside down. Like that. Into this. All the way down. Okay. Just making sure that everything lines up with the picture. Whoop. So far, so good. Lovely. And so we've got a little socket joint. It's a little bendy. Alright. Now we're going to do all of that again with the opposite of whatever this is, which could be an elbow, could be a knee. Who knows? Could be a very large thumb, you know? It's hard to tell. I don't think it's that big of a model. It's only a model. As long as I'm here, let's go ahead and get these two there. Hi, Ben. You want to come over and say hi? No, you want to harass your sister. Okay. The cats have opted to be just out of frame. They're taking advantage of the fact that the camera is pointed at the desk and not at the cat tree at the moment. Excuse me. So we have a Benny, who is just sort of here, poised to launch himself at his sister, who is sleeping. So I'm reminding him to let sleeping dragons lie. There. There. All right. And then we want H. H. There. Is this little fellow. Whoop. And A. Boop. Alright. Now. And Kid is back on the escalator again. There we go. Alright. As long as they can cohabitate, we're fine. Now, the trick with this one is that it's going to be a reverse orientation. Eh. Second time we've talked about orientation tonight. Alright, so we'll switch you there. That down there. Benny has now completed the fuck around and find out cycle. I'm glad they're staying active, you know? And now he's going to go complain about getting beat up. Well, not getting beat up. He just sort of got bopped on the nose. Alright, so now we have two of whatever these are. It's been an age and a half since I did a build of this sort. This is my third one, and I think... Let me get the box again. I believe this one's also in the... Yes, so this one's all... Let me get it on the camera. This one's also in the high grade level. I think this is probably the last high grade I'm gonna do. I like this level of complexity, but I think if I ever do another one of these, I want to go up to the next level of complexity because there's, assuming that I know the terms correctly, I think high grade is the like simplest, and then there's MG, which are master grade, which is the next notch, and then there's RG, which are the real grade, which are like even more intense. And usually they also go up in terms of scale of the finished model is bigger. Um, Real grade to me is also like big enough that I don't have the shelf space. But MG is right sized where it's not too big to fit on a shelf, and also like it would be a multi-stage build where I wouldn't be able to do it in one stream, and it would actually be, I think, very fun to mess around with that level of complexity. Right, nice middle of the road, exactly what I was thinking. So if I do one of these again, I think it's going to be an MG build. I don't know what of. This is the last mobile suit that really has like a lot of deep personal meaning to me. But I've got a couple of Gundam series that I have not watched that I'm slowly working my way through. So I don't know. I may find another one. Let's see. So we're looking at B. Good. Okay. Currently the stack is working very well. They make caddies that you can put all of the plates in vertically so that you can like pull them out like a shelf. And they're inexpensive, and I've really thought about getting them, particularly if I'm going to make a habit of this, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna because I really enjoy doing these. Probably after this, I'll probably get one of those because they're like $10, and it's just so convenient to be able to just stack all of those and be able to just pull them out when you need them, as opposed to this sort of awkward pile that I've got. B8. No, this is C. This is B. Case in point. B8. That's you. Yeah? Kittens, I love you dearly. Please stop the violence. There. B8. B10. It's right next door. There. What an interesting construction this one is. Okay, there. All right, we'll do the ones next to it in a second. And then we need G and H. To the bottom of the pile. F. G. Oh, these are the outer plates. Excellent. Okay. G7 and 8. Here we go. I love the shape of these things. There we go. 8. Let go. Yeah. Very gently. 7 and 8. And then lift the whole stack. H19 is here. Bloop. 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 There. Alright. Put you two back in order. And back on the bottom. Alright, so stick you two together. Real grade is when you might as well just make yourself a mecha. Hey, Remy. Hey, September. Love a ploop us. I mean, you know, yeah. I love this diagram where it's like, yoop. Alright, make sure I've got the arrangement here correct. Oh, I recognize this. This is the foot. That's a foot. Wow, that's the foot. This is going to be a larger scale. This is a big HG. All right, so then these two. All right, let me make sure that I've got. So then it goes like so. Oh, I see. Okay, so then it's like a buckle on the shoe. that is wild. So it creates like a buckle on the shoe. I love that Duo has heels. Fashion icon. Alright. And now, like so many parts of these builds, we do it again. Symmetry. And this time, we get the little wheedle bit. Whoa! Goes flying! There. There's the buckle. Alright. And then the other parts are all down here. The foot. There. Nope. Too many plates. This is why I need my organizer. There. I have ADHD. Of course I need my organizer. Lego. No. Lego is a different product. And the boot comes together. There. Make sure I got this on correctly. Nope. Goes this way. There. And you go like so. And whoop. You go like so. Hello, Arthur. How are you, sweet pea? And there we go. A boot. You are very dangerously wanting to make us order a build kit. I'm so sorry. Hang on. We have a floof. Yes. This will be a delicate operation. Wait for it. Wait for it. Ah. Arthur, look up. No, look up, Arthur. Arthur. But hang on. You could. Nope. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Or catch up on chat while I snuggle a cat. Minecraft did not steal the network during all of Willow's stream, but just this far into yours and kapop. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actively building and he's making me want to pick up another hobby. Willow, I've been thoroughly enjoying watching your builds, although I hate that this most recent one, the organization, has been poop. I'm glad that you were able to kind of unbag things and redo the collating on it. I hate that you had to, but it would just sounds like it was just awful. Music on this stream and on Willow's are both reminding me of a new game called Lo-Fi Kitten. It looks like a cute puzzle game with cats and chill beats. I love that. Yeah, I had I tried to slap together an overlay in time, and it stopped working, unfortunately, right before the stream, like apparently a couple of other things. But this is just a playlist from a group called Norse Foundry that I've just got on shuffle at the moment. Oof, oof. All right, Arthur. There you go. Okay, so we have 2 feet. Now, there's a chance that if these are feet, then these might be like legs or shins or something. Yes, and that might be what this is then. Knee bone's connected to the shin bone. The mecha bone's connected to the gun bone. All right. We have C. All right. C. Okay, no, it's going to be... I got these out of order. The big piece is B11, which is right here. Pardon me, Arthur. We must carve out the calves. No, not the cats, the calves. And then 18, which is that on the opposite side. There. And then blow the cat hair off the instructions so that we can see what we're doing. Alright, there. Hi, baby. B18, B11, B4. Before you go. There. Sorry, listen, we were going to get to B4, and I was going to have to make the joke eventually, so. There. Okay. Alright, I think that's all the pieces from this plate for this step. Now, C15 and 16. Cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha. Doop. Doop. And 16. Doop. There. 15, 16. And then... Oh, I understand the naming on this now. It PC, I guess, because it's like related to plate C. Alright. So another A. E. Meanwhile, Arthur is desperately trying to nuzzle my hand the whole time we're doing this. PC C is down here. There. Alright. We have A, 15, 16, C. Alright. We have all of our bits and bobs. Oh, Bob isn't in the channel. I was hoping I would look up and he would have just joined us. That would have been perfect timing. He would have loved that. Alright. So, this is there. This goes here. That is on the outside. A piece. Looks like it is. Doesn't matter which way it goes. Right in the middle. C piece does care about which way it goes. It's just a little like dome. It's on the bottom. Right, now we can bring these two together. I want to make sure that the other parts connect. Oh, I like that snap sound. Trying to keep the cat hair out of the Gundam. Probably systems do not work terribly well with cat hair. And this connects on the dots. Does it connect up or down? Connects up. Yes, there we go. So now we have calf. Okay. Oop. Just making sure I got these on the right ones. Maybe I didn't. Let's try that again. Oh, I did. I just need to slide them to the side. Haha. There. There, that's a nice clean piece. There. Alright, then that whole thing fits onto the top of the boot. No, upside down. Fits on the boot. There. Now we have a leg. And then we take this one in different orientation. Let's see. Like this. And we have a leg. Boot. That's a whole leg. Boom. I'm trying to fire up Minecraft again. I need to go back to the Nether and scavenge for shroom lights. Good luck. Knitting as you build, and Cricket is also trying to get attention. Aww. Yeah, as I've learned from growing up with cats in a house where knitting happened, it attracts kittens. I noticed that, like, a cat can be dead asleep on a different floor of a house, and you can, as quietly as you like, get all the accoutrements of knitting out, and that cat will wake up from a dead sleep and come over to investigate and or demand lap time. At least ours did. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Arthur has decided he's not being enough of a nuisance. I would like to go on the floor where he can scream. He could scream in the lap, but he chooses not to, which I respect. That's all those pieces. We get one. No, we get two off of this. Little side nubbins. Whoop! Ah! Do not roll, please. I mean, you can roll, but don't roll too far. Don't go chasing waterfalls. There. TLZ, which was also a phenomenon around the time that I had my giant crush on Duo Maxwell. Dude. It really was wild going back and watching this show, because I hadn't rewatched Gundam Wing at any point in between when I was a teenager and when I was a full-ass adult. And, like, watching it at 40 is just a whole different experience. I can see what they were trying to do. I can see Tomino's, like, fingerprints on it. But there's losing the plot, and then there's whatever the heck they did. It's a little bit of the kind of M. Night Shyamalan meme where they just tried to have so many betrayals that they forgot to have, like, a plot that made those betrayals have a meaning. It's like, the audience likes a twist, right? It's like, well, yeah, if the twist means something. Anyway. It did launch, like, an entire generation of fanfic authors, so it's not all bad. You can get good things out of bad media. Like, I mean, Katie and I had a blast playing Resident Evil 6. It doesn't mean it's a good game. But it was just, boy, it was a revelation. It was a revelation playing that game again. Or not playing that game again, sorry. Watching that anime again. And I knew it was gonna be rough. I really underestimated how rough it was gonna be. And there were still characters in there that I adored. I still have a deep and abiding love of, like, Noin and Hildy and whatnot. There are some great ones. And there were some ones I had completely forgotten the existence of. Like, but, oh man, there are some choices that just make no sense in that show. And that's most of them. Page 1, Two Leg. Oh, look, we got a cute little, like, comic. And there he is. The boy. There's the boy. Alright. Half an hour and we're 2 legs in. Let's see what we got. Yeah. F. That wasn't an exclamation. That's the plate we're looking for. All the way here. Doop. Oh. 15 and 16. But it's been good. It's kind of launched me into now going through and properly watching a number of the series that I had not necessarily written off, but just never bothered to go in and look at. So I'm finally watching Iron-Blooded Orphans, which I'd heard people, sing the praises of for a long time. A little over halfway through it, and I don't yet have the affinity for it that other people have, but, like, I see where they're going. PC1. Oh, not 1, it's I. Okay. Honestly, it's just been fun to see the range that the various Gundam shows have gone through. And I don't just mean G Gundam, although G Gundam is the hell of an outlier. But to see, like, you know, 8th MS team, and then to also get out from that to, like, G-Witch, and it's an incredible range, not just in terms of quality, but in terms of, like, tone, messaging, scope, and it's wonderful. I love it as a series. As is obvious by the fact that I'm building a third model from it. Alright, now we're back to B, which is the thing in my hand. 15 and 16. Upside down. 15 and 16 over here. So I'm excited to, like, watch some of the older ones that I missed. Like, I've never actually watched Gundam Unicorn, which is the one I understand has a Char clone in it who goes by the title Full Frontal. So I'm excited to see what that's all about. And I've caught episodes of Zeta Gundam forever ago, but I've never actually watched the full series through, because it was the, like, late 80s, and syndication was a very Wild West sort of environment. So it'll be interesting to actually see that now that it's a streamable thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Right, so if we can put this strange thing together, whatever this is going to be. It's just kind of a joint, I guess. And then this, these go sideways into it. Okay. Like so. And there. I'm betting that's going to be a shoulder. I'm betting that's going to be a shoulder just because it's like a socket joint. And now, as usual, do it again for the other side. Now that we're on the third one of these, I really feel like I'm starting to understand the, like, headspace of how they put these guides together. Which of course means that if and when I ever get an MG and it's like a whole other, like, design philosophy, I'm just gonna fall flat on my face. But, you know, that's all the more reason to do something new and have something new to learn. Oh no, leg number 1, I'm sorry. Beep. Because as nice as these things are to, you know, just have, really the joy for me is the building of the thing. Right, I need B. These guys. Blah. There we go. Strange little socket gear. It's my hole. It was made for me. There. I want to make sure I get the positioning on this one correct. So if you're that way. First of all, did I already mess this one up? Did. Haha. That's why we check. That would have been a fun thing to discover much, much later. Goes on the outside like that. Perfect. All right. Shoulder to shoulder. In Oklahoma City, we had an hour block of Sailor Moon, but the first and the second episodes weren't consecutive to each other. They were consecutive to the first and second eps, respectively, week to week. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. By the time we got to Toonami, like, things had evened out. But yeah, I can't even remember what channel it was. It might have been whatever our local ABC thing was in Durham. But yeah, when we were catching like Voltron and original Mobile Suit Gundam, which was also mixed, like Mobile Suit Gundam was mixed up with some other very similar. It might have been Robotech, and they were all mixed up, and because somebody just honestly couldn't tell the difference enough or didn't care, and so like some weeks you would just get a whole other series in a similar slot, and so you'd get a whole other plot, and you know you could complain to your parents, and they were like, "What? It's giant robots. What are you worried about?" So a lady is singing. It's fine. It's the same show, and it's like it's not the same show. But nobody listens to kids, so. All right, F. I'm gonna laugh every time I get to say F, because it's just a fun letter. 4 and 5. Here you are. I'm forever grateful that my Nieflings will not really have to worry about being at the mercy of syndication issues like that, but they do also have to contend with the algorithm, and I'm not sure that that's better, so I'm just doing all that I can to arm them against the latter. Pretty sure we got the better end of the deal, all things considered. Got it. And we'll want another one of those in a moment. Let's do the silly thing and try to do 2 of these at once. All right. B. There. All right. Okay, now you want to go up. It's a very fiddly bit. It's a very fiddly bit. Yeah, sorry, that might have been a little heavy. I apologize. Shouldn't have just dropped that without a warning. All right. And then all right, we got that and that. All right, we have whatever those are. Those are probably like biceps. Sure, let's go with biceps. Stay. Okay, and then it's like shoulder into bicep. Okay. Shoulder into bicep. That's most of an arm. The proportion on the arm to leg here. Like it. Alright. The hands are multi-piece. Lilu Dallas multi-piece. C. There we go. Wow, the hands are a 4-part process. That's the most complicated hands we've seen. $22, $23, $23, $26, $31. 26. Okay, I see it. Are they giving me the finger here? 31. Ah, there it is. It is. There's an individual one for, like, the pinky. Alright, so we've got the thumb. Alright, what's the order of operations here? This pinky bone's connected to the... Oh boy. Individually articulated fingers was not on my agenda item for the day, but here we are. Alright, so with this... Whoop! It's very fiddly. It's very fiddly, this one. Alright, first of all, let's get you two to connect if we can. Then I see. Okay. I know it isn't, but this particular track is reminding me of the Vigil song from Mass Effect. It's that particular note. Oh, it's not the pinky, it's the index finger. So we can have Duo point at someone. Hi.
It's Duo. Shouldn't he be pointing at someone with a middle finger?
That was the joke I was making. I thought it was
Okay.
an individual middle finger, but no, it's so he's got a trigger finger. He can actually pull the trigger. Hey, Freya. The pinky is connected to the hand bone. Yeah, it really is. So it's the hand is actually like a 4-part grip with a like, okay, it's very sticky, but it's a movable the trigger finger. Huh. First time I've seen that.
Should, actually give me a time with some Dremel?
We could probably
Make it a middle.
we could probably turn it into there's absolutely a kit bash of this where it's the middle finger. I've spent at least a little bit of time on kit bash sites, and they're like the Bethesda modders of these kits. There's a Thomas the Tank Engine version of this out there somewhere that's laughing at how simple our goals are. Neat. Sometimes all you want is accuracy to the personality of the character. Hey, Bedroad. For some reason, I keep thinking Wu Fei piloted Deathscythe, but no, he had Shenlong. Duo had Deathscythe. I was actually saying earlier that I found it charming even when I was much younger that Deathscythe, and particularly this version, which is Deathscythe Hell, has such an edgy name for a pilot who is such a, like, laid-back, actually chill guy, when Wu Fei is very clearly the edgelord of the pack. What was, so it's Shenlong, and then the second one... Nataku? No. Nataku? No. I'm mixing up series now. There was his space version, Wu Fei's space version, had like a whole different name, I think. It wasn't just like Shenlong 2. It had another name, and I can't remember what it was now. There's wikis for these kinds of things, but I can look that up later. Hey, now we have 2 hens. Duo has 2 hens. One for Hero, one for Hildy. Listen, when I mentioned that the series was very good for fanfiction, I meant myself. Alright, let's see. Alright, 45 minutes, arms and legs. We might have a body before this is all done. It's very Frankenstein, this Halloween-themed build that we're doing. It's alive! And these 2 plates are stuck together. Oh, there we go. Alright. We need B, D, and H. Hey, we're very close to the end of B. I mentioned before, it always feels good to finish a plate. Oh, this is a little piece. Okay, don't go flying. Don't go flying. Please don't go flying. Thank you. It's so tiny. Here you go. Yes. Look. Will the camera even focus on this? It's so little. There. All right. B6 plus H14. We haven't even touched the gold piece. That's probably going to be all the stuff on the outside. That'll be our last plate, I imagine. 14. Oh, also very tiny. This is going to be a real sequence of please don't drop it pieces. There we go. And then D7, which I think is the green plate that we haven't actually done very much with. D7, here you are. A nice radioactive green here. Alright. Alright, this is interesting. So it goes up there. We now have to press all the little fiddly bits together. This will be difficult to see. You're just going to kind of see my big meaty hands just fumbling about. Okay, so we need to press these tightly enough together that there's enough left for the other piece to also attach, which is going to be interesting. So now we've got what I think is like the chin and the eyes that are going to connect to something else in a moment. And I'll form the head. Leave that there and try very hard not to sneeze. F. I'm going to continue saying it like that. This wonderful Kabuto helmet, which I realize is redundant, but I'm going to say it anyway. Oh, the detailing on that is incredible. Alright, we got those pieces, and then looks like all we need is one piece from PC. There. I still appreciate that they kept most of the tiny pieces on one plate by themselves. Just such a quality of life thing. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the socket joint to attach to the neck whenever we build that. Oh, that's cool. Okay. It just very gently fits in there. Let's see how well this fits. So, we have a head. See if I can get it a little better focus. It looks greener when it isn't so washed out, but yeah. So that's that. You know what? We've got our stickers. Dare I? I dare. Alright, so we're going to open this back up for a moment, very delicately. Slide in. Suddenly very glad I didn't do my nails for this after all. And we'll attempt to peel this very tiny sticker. Oh, it's so small. It is sticking more to me than it is to the model. It's fine. Okay, I think we got it. With George, I think we've got it. When life gives you stickers, you use the stickers. Doesn't have quite the same ring to it, I understand, but nevertheless. Go ahead and try to use our nippers here. To press into the corners. Ooh, oh no. Let's try it again. Just hold it there for a moment. There's not much adhesive because the sticker is so small. It's mostly holding on with a prayer. I think I may need to start spreadsheets for everything I need to knit. Earlier today, I was heard to say spreadsheets are my lifeblood. Back to that whole ADHD thing. I love using spreadsheets for everything. I have spreadsheets for so many of the video games in my life. I use them for so much. I find them just so good at tracking so much data. Alright. 2 legs, 2 arms, a head. That's most of a person right there. Thank you for reminding us to do anything else. You're welcome. Considering how over the stream you're going to see more of this than you're going to see of the rest of me, I was like, I should do my nails for this. And then just now I would have absolutely just shredded it by using them as a pry bar to get the thing open again. Alright, that's that. H29. Are you H? I believe you are. And if I believe hard enough. 29. Love this glowing green friend. I'm going to put it over here for a moment. Here. Ooh. Ah! Finally, we're in the gold. One of my favorite pieces on almost any Gundam ever. This little guy. Now we have a head. I'm just gonna trim a little bit of that. There we go. Yeah. Right. Perfect. That. Now then. Ooh! The body. You know what? In the past, it's taken me about 2.5 hours to get one of these things built, and I was like, in an hour and a half, I don't actually know that we're going to get a full model done, and we still might not. But I think we'll get enough components done that, like, it's going to make sense to get from all the bits to the final product. And who knows, maybe we'll actually race to the end here. Alright. 22 and 23. Ah. There. And there. There we go. And back to each 13. There. The neck, I think, is actually what that is. Alright, PCA, PCA. This is some very atmospheric music. Very seasonally creepy. What's this thing? I don't think we know what that is. Alright, we go back over here. Now we have a whole bunch more small H pieces here. 27, 28, 22, 23. Oh, these are the ribs. Love these things. 27, 28. Oh, that's going to be tight. This is why I like the hobby nippers. I can't imagine doing this with just like scissors or my fingers or something. We're here, 22 and 23. 24 and 25. All right, perfect. Gotta have that golden rib cage. Promise that makes sense. So that's gonna be like all up along here. Ooh, come on. Yep. They are very thin and slippery. There. There. Press those in tight. Make sure I've got the angle on all these correct. Okay. So you get the golden rib cage. There we go. All right. With that out of the way. So these go here. Nope. Our first dropped piece. Achievement unlocked. It's fine, we caught it. Alright. That and that. Okay, and this slots in beautifully right there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Very delicately. Alright, there. Still don't know what this is. Oh, found it. Reading the diagram explains it. Alright, this is B2. R2B2. Ah, let's go. E. Here you are. Let's go. There. 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 Weird way for a diagram to work. Hey, Bob. Eh. And another A. There. Alright. So this goes sideways in here. So that the hole is up and down. And this goes like that. Okay. So that. Alright, so it goes this way. Got it. Okay. Now put all of that together. Now we have a torso. And the neck. It's all coming together, literally. We need C and F. This is F. F7 and 8. 7 and 8. Doot. 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 It's a plate full of very large pieces, and we get the two smallest ones. 7 and 8, and then C is this one. Ah, there. 35 and 34. Here. There. And there. Here. There. And there. Alright. Now then. Okay. Got it. All right. Everybody change places. We did have it right the first time. It just didn't quite. Okay. It looks a little bit the same from both sides. There we go. One of the rare moments where the diagram doesn't actually help illustrate. That's perfect. Okay. Just use your eyes. Okay. So those go on to F17. F. Told you I was going to keep doing it. 17. Here. Doot. Doot. Okay. And J. Mr. J? Yeah. I like this track. Okay, so you want to go like so. This one upside down into here. Okay. Oh, I see. So you two. Go like there. And there. I believe we are assembling the crotch. Which is sort of just a necessary part of any one of these builds. But it is a bit awkward every time. Assuming I'm reading this right, and I like to think that I am. I just have not clipped these cleanly enough. Thankfully, very fixable. Oh, alright. Yeah, that can't be right. Oh, it goes down there. Okay, got it. Got it. Alright. You go there. You go there. You go here. And then all of that is going to plug into somebody else. Okay, got it. Got it. I see what I did wrong. Alright, C19 is you. Nope. There. There. Oh boy. While holding all of these pieces together in your mind. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a crotch. Look with your special eyes. I got curious about something which led me to this half of a comment on Reddit from 9 years ago. Bandai caters to a very specific niche of collectors that want high-quality action figure-like kits at relatively low prices. That is, they cater to people that are willing to snap build if it means they get Chogokin detail without paying Chogokin prices. There aren't really any other companies aiming for that market, so most non-Bandai kits you're going to find are some combination of more expensive, less articulate, more fragile, and far more effort to build. Huh. I mean, yeah. I still stand by fuck Bandai, but that does track. That's, you know, going to a niche market. H17 twice. Search. Yeah. The recent thing where they made like a, was it a metaverse thing or whatnot? And the files got out and immediately got leaked so that people were 3D printing everything. Made me laugh very hard. And then C is this one. 37. There we go. Doot, 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 doot. Doot. There. And while we're, oh, and this one. Doot. Doot. But I may just be salty about the executive's handling of the end of G-Witch, so, you know. So that goes in there. That goes in there. Okay. There. It's a satisfying snap. Beautiful. I guess it's a backpack? While holding this crotch in your mind. Backpack. Okay. 9. H again. Most of our remaining parts are on the H plates at this point, so 16. And 20 minutes. Let's see what we can do in 20 minutes. I only have 7 minutes to play with you. That's just a plate. I've never seen a part that's just a plate before. Alright, 16, 9, and then where's my plate of little friends? A real sentence I just said out loud that made sense. GGG. some slightly cleaner breaks there. All right, so take... Oh, got it. The other side is not flush. So this side was just completely smooth, and I'm like, that's... How does that work? It's because this side actually has stuff on it. I was very confused. All right, so that way. Gonna jump in the shower before the roll to the next stream. Thank you so much for coming by, Beekeeper. It's good to see you. Thing I was specifically curious about was essentially what intellectual property other than Gundam has the most Gunpla-like models. Now the thing I'm curious about is where did I put my fork? Oh. Well, I'm glad you found it. Alright, so we want to put these facing out. Ah! We do not want to drop them again. There we go. I know that whatever property it is that that Zoids is, which is that Power Rangers? Has a significant Gunpla-like community and I assume a product line out there. I don't know that like Transformers and similar has ever gotten into a similar market, but I don't know that it hasn't. I just haven't run across it personally. But Zoids definitely has, and I believe Robotech has, although there's obviously a lot of overlap there. That's cool looking. I don't know what it is. The U.S. military can be considered intellectual property. Ooh, that's... I like the way you think. Those were, in fact, the first models I ever built. Fun fact, my dad was a pilot, and so I started building model airplanes when I was a kid. Still a big fan of the Interceptor, just design-wise. Not a fan of what it actually does in the real world, but in terms of aesthetic, you know? Zoids were huge in the 90s with model builders. They've apparently come back around. I don't know, broadly speaking, but I keep bumping into them everywhere. So they seem to be having a cultural resurgence. I don't know about market resurgence. But I love that people are remembering them. 10. Also, hello. H. I keep thinking this one's upside down because this is the right way up, and it feels like this should be this way to my brain for some reason. But this is right side up. All right. 7 and 8 are here. Doop. 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 All right. 7 and 8. F. Hasn't gotten old. Been the whole stream, and F still hasn't gotten old to my brain. Yep. Alright. Nope, that's G. Well, we'll need G as well. G3 is here. Some kind of vent. There. Let's see. F is the navy blue. Could be blue, like the purple, like could be violet sky. Alright. F 20 and 21. Aha, here we go. Blep. Blep. And a snip. And a snap. You can just see how less organized things get over time. Eep. Get away. There's an awful lot of Star Wars kits, and there's been Star Wars kits for a long time. I didn't realize that. Although I guess that shouldn't surprise me. I've been so much more familiar with the legacy of like Star Wars Lego that shouldn't surprise me at all. Alright, so... We're going to connect to each other and also to this. So that we get this kind of thing. Lego C. Oh, that's very good. I love B-stars. Sorry, that's a very specific joke. The character from B-stars is Legoshi. Let's just take a look here, make sure I didn't screw these up here. Okay, so it must be... Yes, alright. Got it. Yeah, There's exactly one way that you two connect. There it is. Right. You go there and there, if you please. You go there and there. Got it, and it goes this way. There. And the vent goes there. You get the pinch. Specific jokes for a specific person. With respect to ADHD, does having an audience help you stay on task when you do this? Honestly, yeah. If I were... There's a yep from across the room from someone who also understands. Yeah, like if I were doing this just on my own, I would absolutely like get to a stage like this, get a little bit bored or distracted, or go, I should be doing something else. Put all of this aside, and then it would probably be weeks before I came back to it and have to reverse engineer what step I was on.
This is what body doubling is for.
It's maybe less of the audience versus having the time constraint and the kind of outside accountability, which I guess the audience is helpful in that respect, but it's the having the excuse of I'm just going to sit down and do this whole build in one, which I wouldn't be able to pressure myself to do without the streaming. Alright, so now we do all that again for the other one of whatever these are. I actually can't intuit at the moment what this thing is going to be. But I haven't been thinking about it all that much. I keep getting B-stars mixed up with Tiger and Bunny. That's very valid. I haven't actually seen either of them. That's not true. I've seen half of one episode of both. But I haven't significantly watched either of them. I've heard good things, but that doesn't really mean anything. Especially when it comes to anime recommendations. I do kind of want to check out Tiger and Bunny because what I've heard about it, it seems just very, like, I don't know, up-tempo isn't the word I was thinking of. Happy fun in the way of, like, maybe on the par with, like, a Spy X Family. Just, not wholesome isn't maybe the word, but, like, a chipper, upbeat, I think is what I was going, not up-tempo. I don't know if that's accurate, but it seems cute. And honestly, I've been watching enough heavy stuff that you could do with cute. Would not describe Beastars as cute. I mean, it's got cute bits in it, but I've also gotten enough read in on the topics that it involves that there's some heavy shit underneath it. The latter manages to be incredibly racist and homophobic as a joke in the first 15 minutes. Oh! I must have stopped watching immediately before that. Never mind. Ignore everything that I was literally just saying. I guess I will skip over that entirely. Beastar says actual furries, Tiger and Bunny the people are just named after animals. Cancer triggering my Hashimoto made everything break down and I couldn't finish anything for months. Now I can occasionally fix some things. That is a wonderful improvement and I'm glad to hear it. Fuck cancer while we're in there. F. That I now remember is the navy blue one. 19 and 18. Here we go. Yeah, there. And a snip. There. Boop. And then... G. I'm very excited for when we get to these big chunking pieces on G. I'm almost certain they're going to be the last part of the build because they're all the kind of external bits of the set. There. Whoop. No. Come back. No, stop. Come back. There. Come together, please. Nope. Please. Not what? There we go. Got there. And then this needs to go that way, sloping down towards the whatever this thing is, and then the vent. Yeah, we've done it. Tiger and Bunny wants to be F-Zero anime as far as I could tell. Interesting. Don't even know how to take that exactly. Mostly just it makes me want an F-Zero. It makes me want a new F-Zero game, but what else is new? But just a moment they're getting Beastars mixed up with Beast Wars, because I was only glancing at chat. My familiarity with them consists of either Beast Wars or Beastars is Transformers, and the other isn't. Beast Wars is Transformers, Beastars is...
Awkward.
It's awkward. That's a good way to put it. It's layered. And there's a whole lot going on in that one. That's as much as I know about it. I have not delved deeply into it enough myself to speak on it in any depth, and so I won't. Alright, so now we're back to the torso. We put on the backpack. Holy crap, are we actually going to finish this assembly? I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Put on the, like...
Alright, who wants to start the gambling in this establishment?
My partner has volunteered to start the gambling. You know, Han, I should absolutely make you a mod so that you can start, like, polls and bids and things. The amount of trolling you could get up to. Oh, good. That led to a nice breathy cackle from the other side of the room. That's what we like to hear.
Look, you're offering me power. Think about that beforehand.
Do I need to offer? I feel like that was already... Alright. All of that... I feel like we missed a piece down here. We did! We missed an entire thing. No, we didn't. So that all goes into that. Oh, yeah, we did. F. This is doing tight. Doop. 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 There. Alright, so this. There. F again. There, and there, and there, and there. Upstairs neighbors seem to be having a party. I guess it's weekend before Halloween, so like for a lot of people, this is probably when they're gonna choose to do it. can connect this. So yeah, I missed a step earlier. Can't imagine how. What possibly what are they doing? Their music choices are actually pretty good, but their speakers are dog shit. Oh no! There we go. Okay. Now, put all of that together here. We got the badonkadonk. We can put some light accoutrement. Let go, please. I played as a family. Alright, so F. 12. 12, 12, 12, 12. This strange looking horseshoe piece. There. Nope. Let go. There. And C is buried somewhere down here. Yep, I've made up my mind officially. If and when I do another one of these, I will get the plate organizer. C17. Does anyone have bingo? Okay, so we have our rocket booster. There, and we have this, which goes thick side down. Thick side down on the booty. Neat. Actually has an arrow on it that points down. That lets you know. I don't know. We see what you're saying. You might not be done, but I can see how this would become a Gundam someday. Yes, yeah, exactly. Like, we've got the legs and the arms and the head, and at this point we're basically just going to be plugging them on. Everyone out here has no idea how to secure speakers in-home or in car, so anytime anyone parties, it's just rattling. As an audio engineer, it offends me. God, what a mood. The road that we live near regularly, our windows just shake, and I'm like...
On the back of the house vibrate.
Right, the windows on the back of the house vibrate, and it's just like... I understand enough about audio tech and the distance from the road to know you have to be fucking something up.
Oh no, that's on purpose. They want you to hear.
Yeah. I maintain, you have to be fucking something up. You can fuck up on purpose. I've done it. Alright. So that's that. We're gonna run a little bit over, but I think we're in the home stretch enough. It won't be too far, so we're just gonna go ahead and try to get the last little bits here. Famous last words. Please, let go. We'll be with you in a moment, my radioactive green friend. Alright. H2. Nope, this is B. I picked up B. I needed H. All of that work for the wrong thing. Yeah. Get lost. Sorry if I hit the mic there. Time to go. I'll see you later. Freya will send a raid your way here in just a few. If anyone decides to head that way early, I don't blame you at all. Freya's going to be getting up to more alien isolation here in a bit, I believe, which is extremely exciting. That's where I'm going to be when I'm done with this myself. It's such a wonderfully intense game. Right. So, those two come together. Still on H. We get to 15. It is here. Here. I hear you, music, getting all dramatic on me. Right, H15. This, which is a multi-part completed, everything is H. Whoop! Stay. That's the... Oh, there's another H15, okay. There. You to the side. 10 and 11. Over here. It's a race. 18 down here. There. All right. The side with you. So the 15 goes here. There. Oh, is it actually going to be foldable like in the show? Spectacular. Thank you, Bob. Alright, so that goes there. I shouldn't be surprised that it's actually going to be an articulating scythe, considering how well all of the other builds I've done have replicated their in-universe models. I've got to be able to actually interpret this thing. So that one goes there. And this one goes up top. Okay. You two in place. Snap. No, that can't be right. All right. Out you go. Out, please. And not to rush this, despite the fact that we are in a bit of a rush. Oh, I see. Got it. So let's go that way. All right. No. Okay. Something is amiss. Show me this again. Come free, my friend. Please. There. Okay, that's all correct. Oh, that's all correct. Okay. Does not go over that. Yeah, what is... Okay. Got it. It was just stuck going that way. And then this goes this way. We got there. Okay. We have a stick. All right. Now, my radioactive friend. Your time to shine, metaphorically. Doop. Doop. Oh, we're going for big blades. Duo does seem a bit like a size queen. that out of the way, get that out of the way. Make sure we have nice clean cuts. If that isn't ridiculous, I don't know what is. Alright. We have a absolutely ludicrous scythe. I'm going to momentarily skip the shield, and we're going to jump ahead to step 14 in the interest of time. I'm going to apply head to neck. He says, in theory. I must first realign the neck. There we go. Shoulder. Shoulder. There we go. I like the little wings kind of flap down. Arms up. You need to move your hip flaps so that I can attach your legs. That's right, Arthur. There we go. Move everything down. Boogie, woogie, woogie. And we have a still half naked, but mostly assembled Deathscythe. And now just needs the rest of his wings. And we have one very screamy boy who is eager for me to be done building models so that he can get snuggles. Ha! And a wing. Green. Huh? Hi, Arthur. Yes, baby. G5. We have G6. Put our covers on. G1. These wings were most of the reason that I wanted to go for the second iteration of Deathscythe, the Deathscythe Hell, over the original. Although the original, I think, is also a wonderful look. Yes, baby. Or H1, H1, H1. Oh, I see. There's just a whole bunch of these. There. 4. Doop. All right. Yes, sweetheart. Somehow, a cat hair. I know you're all shocked. I wonder if there's a line of G Gundam kits currently. There isn't, it's on sale. Fuck! Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh, very gently, very gently. Trying to see if I can do this without blowing anything up. So far, so good. So yeah, we have these nice articulating wings. So that we can go bat mode. Or bring the whole thing in and become Dracula. Little nubbins on the inside. Whoops. Give it some nice contrast. Gotta make them look like bone wings now. There you are. Wing. Wing. Ha. We snip the bits. There. And that. Whoop. Plate complete. Go away. Yes, we're racing to the finish line now. Nope. This one goes in front. A very tight fit. There. So I haven't done it yet with any of the previous two builds that we've done, but I've been considering getting into, now that we've got this one built, panel lining, just as a fun additional way to kind of spruce up these kits. I may do that in the future now that we've got these built. Alright, so we got all those made. And we have all kinds of fun stickers that I can mess around with in the future. One last time. F. F1 and F12. Let go. Get out of here. One. Oh, I see. That's talking about like alternate modes. We don't need that. Alright, so we can completely flip up the wings. There. Hee hee hee. I love it. Burning is the Japanese name for rising. Dark is the American name for devil. I think that's right. It's been a hot minute since I watched the sub version of G Gundam. I watched the dub on, I think it was on Toonami. This hand of mine is burning red, lives in my head rent free, along with a good portion of the internet. But with that, I think I am happy to call Gundam Deathscythe Hell pretty well complete, or at least complete enough that it is very recognizable as exactly Duo's good friend in space. I have to figure out how to work the new fancy digit that we've got. But yeah, we have a space stealth Gundam. I have some stickers to apply. Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out. We went a little bit over our time, but I'm going to go ahead and send us a raid over to Freya Dragon at twitch.tv/xenonfiber, who I imagine has already started streaming some lovely Alien Isolation, a wonderful and spooky game that also involves some a suspicious amount of crafting, actually, and puzzle solving. It's honestly just, it's a great game. So go and enjoy, and I will probably be back with more of this nonsense at a future date once I figure out how panel lining works. And we'll do some more cool builds and just have some fun crafting and haul out some of our old other ones and you know, do some, whether it's stickers or paint or some other fancy nonsense, you know, just stuff like that. So yeah, but for now, that's going to be it. Thank you all so much again. We'll be back with our regular stream Monday night. We're going to be starting Alan Wake 2. And I think that's all the outro. Be sure to check out our full stream team schedule at schedule.truck.community. That has our whole stream team and what they're up to. We update that every Sunday, so tomorrow you'll be able to see the whole week ahead and what's coming. But for now, I'm already over time, so I'm going to go ahead and just send a raid to Freya. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you next time. Good night.